We're here to talk about 3 brand new Athena Primes, as well as some hints about what may be to come for the brand.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hey everybody, Graham Mailer-Sheldon here from CineD.com. Welcome back to the NAB 2024 show floor here in Las Vegas. I'm joined by Jim from NiSi to talk about just a couple more primes coming to the Athena set. So let's dive right in. I know we spoke last year.
Yes, we did.
And there's a couple more primes. Walk me through it.
Okay, well, last year we brought out 5 new lenses. It was our first dive into the cinematic arena, and the result was that the lenses have been widely accepted by all different levels of users. Great reviews, great results being used by filmmakers all across the country, both on a small level and on even a professional production level. So with the success of those, we decided to fill in a few extra lenses. We have 3 new lenses added to the Athena line. They are an 18mm wide angle, a 40mm short normal, and a 135mm. And the reason for these 3 lenses is that's the feedback that we got from the community. We always listen to our community, and we can fulfill what they would like to see as soon as we can, making sure that, of course, our quality remains excellent. So we start out with a 14, a 25, a 35, a 50, and an 85. So we've brought in an 18mm, which is a little less extreme than the 14. Beautiful rectilinear design, minimal distortion. Again, all the positive attributes of all the other lenses, which is no focus breathing, low chromatic aberration, extreme contrast control, micro contrast control, and of course the beautiful 300-degree helicoid in the focusing, so you can obtain critical focus, but you can also fall off into out of focus, resulting in beautiful bokeh and beautiful highlights on any points of light behind the subject. Then we brought in the 40mm, which is a short interview type of a lens, talking head lens, and then the 135. Now the 135 departs from our uniform size and weight that we've had through all 5 lenses originally, and still through 7 of the 8 lenses that we have. But the 135 is a little bit bigger, slightly heavier, but the same optical qualities as all the other 7 lenses as well.
Wow, okay. A lot to talk about. Where to start? Okay, consistent T-stop throughout the range, or walk me through the speed.
No, we still have very high speed lenses, but the 40mm still maintains the consistent T1.9 of the other lenses. Last year I did mention that the 14 had to be a 2.4 just to get the quality. Well, the 18 is a 2.2 and the 135 is a 2.2. So it's a little more of a mishmash, but we had to do it to keep the excellent quality of the lenses.
Now, you mentioned the 135 slightly larger. I mean, I'm looking at it now. It's not too much larger, but is the gear spacing similar from adding
exactly the same. Exactly the same. So that's the whole difference between the 2 lenses. It's less than 4 ounces heavier than the other lenses, so it will require a little bit of balancing, but minor adjustments. But it was the #1 requested lens from our community that they wanted to see come next. And we will continue to add lenses. I mean, as the product line evolves, we will be bringing more lenses in, and I'm sure you'll see a vast number of focal lengths from us in the coming years.
Now, a couple things here. So you're holding PL mounts. So we're going to recap a little bit from the video last year. So if you check out the NiSi NAB 2023 video, you're going to get some of that there too. But I want to cover first the character of the Athena line. You added 3 new primes. Is everything the same sort of general character, sharpness, edge to edge, and flare control and similar color, right? I hope they're all matched. Fingers crossed.
All matched. They're all matched. They're all very consistent in terms of their look and in terms of their characteristics. And what we wanted to do was bring true high-quality prime lenses in at a price that was very affordable for the entry-level shooter. But amazingly, these lenses perform so well that they actually are being embraced by the LA and New York film community. And we know these lenses have been used on major motion pictures, and these lenses have been used throughout the television industry to bring a very cinematic effect to productions where the cost of a more expensive lens just prohibits the budget, is prohibitive in the budget. Whether it's a second unit type of a shoot, or you want to have a crash lens, or you just would rather have a variety of lenses at a lower cost to keep your production in budget.
Or I mean just pure weight and size. You have to mount it somewhere where you can't fit other larger primes.
Thank you, and thank you for bringing that up. Yes, you're absolutely right. These lenses are all very light. They're all sub 2 pounds, except the 135 is slightly over 2 pounds. And by the way, that goes across all of our mounts. So not only do we have the PL mounts, but we also have Leica L for Panasonic and for Blackmagic. We have Canon RF. We have Sony E. And very interestingly, we came out with the G mount for the Fujifilm GFX 100. The Athena lenses all can cover a 46 millimeter circle of illumination, which means that they can be used for VistaVision and they can be used on medium format cameras. We have a PL to Hasselblad adapter, and we make the GFX in either native GFX, or we have the PL adapter for that as well. We also just finally brought the Nikon Z to PL adapter out, and I would imagine we'll see native Z lenses as well.
Wow, that's kind of exciting about the G mount, because I know specifically in sort of the Fuji G medium format series, you don't have a ton of optics options. So thanks for giving that. And even the 14, you don't get vignetting or anything?
14, there's a little bit of a compromise in terms of vignetting on the edges, but everyone that sees it says it's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the modern trends with optics is we're seeing into the edges of the frame where manufacturers really never intended us to see anyway. For example, watch Poor Things or Shogun, and you can see what I'm talking about. So Jim, in terms of price point, can you walk me through?
Absolutely. The lenses generally average about $1,200 a lens. We now have 3 price points, but I'm going to leave it at they're generally about $1,200 a lens. The best value is to buy the lenses in kits, and we have our 5-lens kit, which we've been selling throughout the year, and we have an 8-lens kit as well, or we have a 5-lens kit and an add-on kit. So if you are the owner of the previous 5 lenses or any of the Athena lenses, you can get the add-on kit and have the full complement of lenses at a very reasonable price.
Now, Jim, something we talked about last year, but I don't think got a lot of attention, is the rear filtration elements that's user interchangeable. Can you just walk me through that again?
Yes. So the 3 lenses that are the Sony E, the Leica L, and the Canon RF, we have a drop-in filter capability to those, which is really nice because you don't have to take the lens off to add a filter behind the lens. Also, those filters can be geared so that we can add in a variable ND, a polarizer, and streak filters to those lenses. But the PL lenses, which are by far the best sellers in the line, also have rear screw-in filters. And we talked about that last year, but we have finally brought the rear screw-in filters to market. They will be available for sale in May, and they will be 1 to 7 ND, and then a series of mist filters for the mist effect. Now, don't forget that all of our lenses, except the 14, also have a 77 millimeter front thread on them, and of course we have our C5 matte box for cinema filters that are 4x5.65.
Now, general pricing, I guess, on rear filtration, depending on if you're looking like a streak filter versus an ND ballpark?
The filters well, first of all, the rear screw-in filters for the PLs are going to be $60. We established that price. $79 for the drop-in filters, and about $139 for the geared drop-in filters.
Well, Jim, thank you for walking us through a few of the new primes you have here at the show. Can I get a hint about anything you're thinking about? Maybe, I don't know, a 105, a 200?
Well, I would say that one of the most requested lenses is a macro lens. So if the macro lens materializes, it'll either be a 100-105 range or a 60-65 range. I think the 100 to 105 range is probably what you're going to see next, and we'll probably fill in a little bit of that gap on the wide end as well. But they're just going to keep coming. They're just going to keep. It's we could literally wind up with an 18, 19, 20, 21. No, I don't think it's going to be that ridiculous. But it all depends on the feedback that we get. So we look at all the social media. We look at the comments. We're on chat. There's so many ways to communicate with us, and if there's something that you want to see from NiSi, put it in the comments. We will see it, and if it makes sense to us, both technically and economically, we'll do it. But the one thing we're absolutely committed to is that our lenses will have a performance level that will really meet the needs of the filmmaking community. I thought of one more thing that I thought I might throw a hint out, is that you might also start seeing tuned lenses, lenses that do have the character that our lenses lack. Our lenses were designed to be very clean and very neutral, but there's a lot of interest in lenses that have that kind of vintagey look to them, and you might see that, and you actually might see that from partners of ours that will put their own little touch to the lenses. We're starting to talk about authorizing people to do that with our lenses.
Well, Jim, thank you so much. I mean, a bit of breaking news there. NiSi thinking about macro and maybe working with some partners on some tunable optics. Very, very exciting. Oh, and I appreciate you, telling us that you listen to the community, because, people say that, but I love that you guys are. So thanks a lot for your time.
You're very, very welcome. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, guys, that's it for us here at the NiSi booth at NAB 2024. 3 brand new full-frame coverage Athena Primes and in G-mount and a bunch of other mounts. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more continuing coverage from the show. Thanks, everybody.